Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. I am just waiting to see if I'm here on the chat. Yes, I am. Hi, hello, and welcome to the Chic Assignment check-in, the very first one that we are having live. I am so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Daily Connoisseur. I've been actually just sitting here for the past 2 minutes just reading the chat section, so I've been spying on you. But I love hearing, we have people here from Russia, from Germany, all over the United States. This is so exciting. I just want to thank you so much for joining me for the Chic Assignment check-in live. Hello, everyone. So yes, this is going to be interesting. This is my first time going live for the Chic Assignment check-in. I figured that every time I talk about a poet rather than an artist, I could go live because I'm just reading your comments here. It'll be, I could just, I'm going to be reading you some poetry today. Won't that be fun? And I don't need to really show you B-roll to do that. So it's just wonderful to see you all here. I'm excited. Just please chat amongst yourselves in the chat section. We're going to be going over each of the assignments here. Let me know if you can hear me and that everything is okay. You know I'm not that good at going live. Hello, hi Jessie, hi Carlinda, hi Valerie, Inga's here, Marigold's here, Nikki's here, Rosenda's here. Thank you so much everybody for joining us. Okay, I'm going to get started because I would like to just kind of take my time. I don't want to rush through this, so feel free to come and go. Okay, good, the sound is good. Hi, Robin. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to talk about the 4 assignments. So I would love for you to update us in the chat section. Let us know how your Chic assignment is going. We're going to stay on topic. That's my plan. So we're not going to do a Q&A or veer off to 10-item wardrobe or anything like that. I would like to stay on topic so that people who are watching this later are able to just, get their Chic assignment in. So I just want to start off by thanking you for joining me for these assignments. I love to do these assignments. And I think about them throughout the month, and they've really enriched my life. They've actually inspired me a lot in my own writing and just my own artistic appreciation. And I know that, yes, Ms. Berliz says she's loving the Spanish guitar music. I know, and I'm so excited. So today I'm going to focus on Francisco Tarrega's biography. We're going to learn about him because I didn't know anything about him. So we're going to learn about him, and I'm going to read to you Pablo Neruda's poems. We're not going to talk about his biography as much. I left a TED Ed video about his life in the community tab, so you can definitely check that out. And I don't know, his personal life is extremely complicated. We're going to focus on the poetry today, let's just say that. Hello, and then we're going to talk about the other 2 assignments, the bedroom, and then having good posture while we eat. So feel free to update us on how your Chic assignment is going for you. And yeah, so I'm going to be reading a lot, so I might not see your comments, but we'll see them in the replay. Okay, so I would like to get started with Chic assignment number 1, which was to study Francisco Tarrega's Capricho Árabe. And so I love this piece. I didn't know anything about him, but I knew that I love classical guitar and that I just don't know much about the genre. I just know that I love it, and I do listen to it. It's very relaxing music. It's of course very different from classical piano music, which I also love, or orchestral music. And so I gave you that video by Isabel Martinez to watch, and she performed it, and what an incredible, elegant lady she is. And Isabel wrote back to us. If you go back to the original Chic assignment video, she wrote to us. I'm completely starstruck. This is like last month when the other artist wrote back to us as well. So this is pretty cool that the Chic assignment is reaching a lot of people. Okay, so I'm drinking a cup of tea. If you're drinking tea, please let us know what you're having. I'm actually having PG Tips with milk and sugar. It's just that kind of day today. So I'm going to take a sip of tea. I love seeing your comments here. Yes, I know. Lori loved Isabel. So did I. I think she's just so neat. Okay, so I'm going to read to you. I have it printed out here. Francisco Tarrega's biography, which is quite interesting. So it's not too long. I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to take my time here because I want us to just learn more about him. Okay, so Francisco Tarrega was an important Spanish composer whose music and style of guitar playing became strongly influential in the 20th century. He was central to reviving the guitar as a solo instrument in recital and concerts. Among his most popular compositions are Recuerdos de la Alhambra, hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm more French-less Spanish, and Danza Mora. He wrote nearly 80 original works for the guitar and over 100 transcriptions, mostly of piano pieces by Chopin, Beethoven, and others. So I think it's important to note that this is the classical musician who really brought classical guitar to the forefront. So he is an important figure in the world of music. Okay, so Tarrega was born on November 21st, 1852 in Villarreal, Castellon, Spain. Have any of you been to Spain, or do any of you live in Spain? Let us know in the chat section below. I have been to Spain and I love it there. In his early childhood, Tarrega fell into an irrigation canal and injured his eyes. This biography doesn't mention this, but I read a few other biographies and it said that he frequently ran away from home. So in this incident, when he was a child, he ran away from his nanny. He fell into an irrigation canal and injured his eyes. I'm not sure if he was completely blind or just partially blind, but that's what happened. Okay, so he was taught his first lessons on guitar by Eugenie Ruiz, a blind musician. In 1862, concert guitarist Julian Arcas, on tour in Castellon, heard young Francisco play and advised Tarrega's father to allow Francisco to come to Barcelona for study with him. Tarrega's father agreed, but insisted that he take piano lessons as well. His father was well aware that the guitar as a solo vehicle was in decline, coming increasingly to be viewed as an instrument to accompany singers, while the piano was all the rage throughout Europe. Okay, so it says by his early teens, Tarrega had become proficient on both instruments. For a time, he played with other musicians at local engagements to earn money, but eventually he returned home. Then he enrolled in a school. He went to the Madrid Conservatory, and this, for a timeline, this is 1874, okay? He had a recently purchased guitar made in Seville. It had superior sonic qualities. So this is what I love about this, because he had, and I'm sorry I'm missing your comments, but I just, please keep the comments going. I'd love for you to chat with each other here. So I love that guitar was really seen more as an accompaniment for singers back then. It wasn't really a classical instrument, and piano was really all the rage. But I love that he had a love of guitar and didn't let that stop him from creating his own guitar compositions. My next video that's coming out later this week is on 15 inspirational quotes, and in that video you're going to see a lot of themes where people are going to tell you that you can't do something, but you just basically need to ignore them. Which is what he did, right? So if people are saying, no, classical guitar, no, not a thing, and he just went ahead and he did it anyway. So those are the type of people we need in this world. Okay, so by his early teens, Tarrega had become proficient on both instruments. For a time, he played with other musicians at local engagements to earn money, but eventually he returned home. Oh, I already read that, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting to talk to you. Okay, so in 1876, he began teaching and giving regular guitar concerts. He typically received much acclaim for his playing, and he began to travel in other parts of Spain. So then, here's where he meets his wife. By this time, he was composing his first works for guitar. In 1880, he met his future wife, Maria Rizzo, when he was giving a concert in Novelda. That same year, he went on tour to Lyon, Paris, and London, now playing his own works in addition to those of other composers. In 1881, he and Maria were married in Novelda. He soon began transcribing piano works of Beethoven, Chopin, Mendelssohn, and others to enlarge his guitar repertory. And I love that. I really do enjoy listening to a typically, a piece like a Chopin piece that's not really meant for the guitar, but I love hearing different versions of it. So I think that that's pretty cool. Okay, so they got married in 1881. Let's see. Tarrega and his wife moved to Madrid, but after the death of an infant daughter, Maria Josefa, they settled permanently in Barcelona in 1885. On a concert tour in Valencia shortly afterward, Tarrega met a wealthy widow, Concha Martinez, who became a valuable patron to him. She allowed him and his family use of a house in Barcelona where he could write the bulk of his most popular works, including Recuerdos de la Alhambra. So from the latter 1880s up to 1903, as a timeline, Tarrega continued composing but limited his concerts to Spain. In about 1902, he cut his fingernails and created a sound that would become typical of those guitarists associated with his school. The following year, he launched a tour of Italy, giving a highly successful concerts in Rome, Naples, and Milan. And in January 1906, he was afflicted with paralysis on his right side. And though he would eventually return to the concert stage, he never completely recovered. He finished his last work, Oremos, on December 2nd, 1909, and he died 13 days later. So that is the biography of Francisco Tarrega, and I just think it's so great and interesting. And there is a playlist on YouTube that has a lot of his pieces. It's like an hour long, and so I listened to that the other day. So in addition to Capriccio Arabe, it has all of the other ones, and it's just so good. I think one of the funny comments on one of the Capriccio Arabes, I don't know if it was the one on Isabel Martinez, but they said, when you watch a movie, a Spanish movie, this is where they introduce like the hero. You know, that rolling guitar sound, and you just know it's about to get really good. So anyway. Oh, I'm loving all your comments. I'm just going back and kind of looking at a few here. Yes. Oh, it's so good too. I'm glad you're all talking together. This is great because I'm reading and I'm missing a lot of your comments. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that, and that I hope you enjoyed Isabel's performance, because I certainly did. I thought that it was wonderful. All right, so now we're going to talk about Pablo Neruda. That was Chic Assignment number 2. Yes, so Leslie was listening to Tarrega on Apple Music. That's great. Hello, Mrs. Sturm. Okay, so yes, let's talk about Pablo Neruda. Now, so if you haven't noticed, in the Chic Assignments, I alternate each month. There's a poet, and then there's a painter, and there's a poet, and there's a painter. Maybe we'll throw in a sculptor there. I'm always open to suggestions, that's fine. So we're on poetry this month. Now, I do like the poetry of Pablo Neruda. My hand flailing is distracting me, so I'm getting that out of the way. I do like the poetry of Pablo Neruda. I find that it's not my favorite. He's not my favorite poet. And so every time I choose a poet or an artist, everyone kind of assumes that they're my favorite. Not necessarily. Like last month we talked about Georgia O'Keeffe. Today, you know, this month we're talking about Pablo Neruda. I think that it's important to study all of these art genres. I really do. I think it's good to just be knowledgeable in them and to know about these famous artists, whether or not you personally would put their painting in your living room or read their poetry on a regular basis, right? So I got a few comments on last month's thing on Georgia O'Keeffe, but I think the majority of you understand that we're studying these artists, and it's just important to do so. Pablo Neruda won the Nobel Prize for his poetry, and so I think it's important to understand it. So I don't endorse Pablo Neruda, certainly don't endorse his politics, but we are going to read his poetry. So I have here the Captain's Verses. This is perhaps his most famous volume of poetry. A lot of it is extremely, what's the word? Very romantic poetry, okay? And let's see. Oh, bye, Anna. She was joining us from Poland, and it's very late here. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so some people love Pablo Neruda. Some people don't like Pablo Neruda. It actually doesn't matter what we like and don't like, right? I think it's important to study it. So I think he was mainly known for his romantic poetry. I'm going to read a few poems for you today. But he was also known for some mundane, everyday life type poetry, which I actually didn't know, because this is the only book that I had of his. So there's a there's a poem here called Ode to Tomatoes, or Tomatoes, as some of you say. So I will read that for you too, but it's kind of funny. It's just very different from his romantic poetry. So if you're just joining us, we are reading from Pablo Neruda. So I'm going to read this one called Your Laughter. I love this one. Okay, ready? Your laughter. Take bread away from me if you wish, take air away, but do not take from me your laughter. Do not take away the rose, the lance flower that you pluck, the water that suddenly bursts forth in your joy, the sudden wave of silver born in you. My struggle is harsh and I come back with eyes tired at times from having seen the unchanging earth. But when your laughter enters, it rises to the sky seeking me, and it opens for me all the doors of life. My love, in the darkest hour, your laughter opens, and if suddenly you see my blood staining the stones of the street, laugh, because your laughter will be for my hands like a fresh sword. Next to the sea in autumn, your laughter must raise its foamy cascade, and in the spring, love, I want your laughter, like the flower I was waiting for, the blue flower, the rose of my echoing country. Laugh at the night, at the day, at the moon. Laugh at the twisted streets of the island. Laugh at this clumsy boy who loves you. But when I open my eyes and close them, when my steps go, when my steps return, deny me bread, air, light, spring, but never your laughter, for I would die. I mean, doesn't that just make you want to cry? I love that poem. That is a very moving poem to me. And I think when we think about our favorite people in the world, the people that we love, what is the thing that we love most about them? For many of us, it's their laughter. I love the sound of just genuine laughter. I was thinking about this with my son the other day. You know, I guess, how old is he now? He's like 20 months old. When he genuinely laughs, it is the most beautiful sound in the world. Like when he finds something funny, and he'll find the most random things funny. I'm sorry, I just want to read your comments too. I'm just talking to you. Thanks for listening. Okay, but when my son laughs, and it's just this hearty, just belly laugh, I just feel joy inside of myself. You know, I just think of all the people I love in the world, and their genuine laughter is just the best sound, right? It's like music to the ears. So thank you. Yes, laughter is contagious. That's right. Bliss says, even if you don't care for the guy, there's no denying his talent. I mean, it's true. I mean, he won the Nobel Prize for literature, so you really can't deny his talent. All right, let's read another one. This is so fun. I could do this with you every day. Okay, so this one is called The Stolen Branch. Now, in the book that I have here, I have the English translation of the Spanish original version, and I wish I could speak Spanish to read this to you, but alas, I do not. Okay, The Stolen Branch. This is another good one. Ready? Get the tissues out. Okay. In the night we shall go in to steal a flowering branch. We shall climb over the wall in the darkness of the alien garden, two shadows in the shadow. Winter is not yet gone, and the apple tree appears suddenly changed into a cascade of fragrant stars. In the night we shall go in up to its trembling firmament, and your little hands and mine will steal the stars. And silently to our house, in the night and the shadow, with your steps we'll enter, perfumed silent step, and with starry feet, the clear body of spring. So good. Honestly, it's just so good. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. Hello, everyone. Sophie's coming from the Netherlands. Wow, hi. Pam says, it does make me want to cry. My husband is a serious person, so when he breaks forth in laughter, my soul soars. Yes. Yes, it's so good. Okay. All right, let's read another one. I marked a few of them. Some of them are too hot to read on YouTube, I think. I was going through this book last night, and I'm sitting in the armchair, and everyone's going, what are you doing? And I'm just trying to find some poems that are suitable for YouTube here. Okay, so let's do this. All right, this one's called If You Forget Me. I want you to know one thing. You know how this is. If I look at the crystal moon, at the red branch of the slow autumn at my window, if I touch near the fire, the implacable ash, or the wrinkled body of the log, everything carries me to you, as if everything that exists, aromas, lights, metals, were little boats that sail toward those isles of yours that wait for me. Well now, if little by little you stop loving me, I shall stop loving you little by little. If suddenly you forget me, do not look for me, for I shall already have forgotten you. If you think it long and mad, the wind of banners that passes through my life, and you decide to leave me at the shore of the heart where I have roots, remember that on that day, at that hour, I shall lift my arms, and my roots will set off to seek another land. But if each day, each hour, you feel that you are destined for me with implacable sweetness, If each day a flower climbs up to your lips to seek me, ah, my love, ah, my own. In me all that fire is repeated. In me nothing is extinguished or forgotten. My love feeds on your love, beloved, and as long as you live, it will be in your arms without leaving mine. So that one was really good too. If You Forget Me is the title of that one. So I do recommend the Captain's Verses. I personally want to own a volume of every kind of major poet. And so I do like this book. This book was given to me. I know, I'm seeing the crying emojis in there. It's just beautiful. Your Feet, Lynn's husband read Your Feet at their wedding ceremony. Your Feet is a good one. Your Feet's a little racy, not racy, but it's good. It's very romantic. Yes, so, okay. I'm just loving reading this. Now we're switching from the romantic poetry. I'm gonna read one of his it's interesting. It's called Ode to Tomatoes. So I didn't know this, but when I watched the TED Ed thing on his life, it said that Neruda wrote a lot of poems about everyday things. And I didn't know that because I just have the Captain's Verses. So I found one on the internet and I printed out. It's called Ode to Tomatoes, or Tomatoes as the English say. Okay, so the street filled with tomatoes, midday summer. Light is halved like a tomato. Its juice runs through the streets. In December unabated, the tomato invades the kitchen. It enters at lunchtime, takes its ease on countertops, among glasses, butter dishes, blue salt cellars. It sheds its own light, benign majesty. There you go. The Ode to the Tomato. Hi, everyone. Hi, May. May just joined. So I think that's funny. I love poems about everyday things. I really do. Sometimes poetry can be intimidating and just so lofty, and we feel like we have to decipher it. But I love poetry about the mundane. You know me. I love the mundane, everyday things that get us through life. So that's a sample of Pablo Neruda's poetry. Again, his personal life, his professional life, really, because he wasn't just a poet; he was a politician as well. Let's see, I'll read this to you because it actually gives quite a good representation of it, and then we'll move on. So it says, long before he received the 1971 Nobel Prize, Pablo Neruda had attained worldwide recognition as one of the most important figures in contemporary poetry. A fiery poet of leftist politics, he was also a fiery poet of love. This translation of the Captain's Verses is a major achievement in the genre of love poetry. Neruda originally published the book anonymously some years before he married Mathilde Urratia, sorry, I couldn't pronounce her last name, to whom he had addressed these poems of passionate devotion as well as love's quarrels. So it says, yeah, it just talks about the addition. So anyway, but I had some people saying, is Pablo Neruda a communist? And yes, you can read about his political situation on one of his biographies, but I did want to just appreciate the poetry. He did win the Nobel Prize for it, and yes. So Nikki's tomatoes are in. My tomatoes are not in at all, so I'm wondering if they're ever going to come in, but yes. Oh, good. Hi, Janet. Janet's here from American Blossom Linens. Let's see. I just love hearing from all of you. Yes, Alexandra says, to see beauty in everyday things and express them so masterfully is simply beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, and Ashley's coming from Australia. Good morning. All right, let's talk about Chic Assignments 3 and 4. So Chic Assignment number 3, and feel free to update us in the comment section. So it was, to make your bedroom attractive, because I think a lot of times the bedroom is behind closed doors normally, and we just kind of, if company's coming over, we might shove things into the bedroom. We might put laundry in the bedroom. We might put just a pile of things just because no one goes in there but us. So today, or this month rather, the assignment was to really go through your bedroom. And so I definitely did that. Here's what happened. Okay, so I did that this month, and also we plan on decorating our bedroom. We are going to be wallpapering it soon, and that's going to be a wonderful, fun reveal, and I will do a video on it. So in addition to that, because I do plan to do that, but we haven't done it yet this month because of everything that's going on. So in addition to that, for some reason, I've been keeping on top of the bedroom, but yesterday we had a plumbing situation and we had to have the plumbers come over. And so they're walking into the bedroom, and I'm thinking, what on earth? Like, I had piles, there were some toys in there, and I had piles of things. And I thought the chic assignment this month is to keep the bedroom looking nice. So anyway, let's see how your bedroom is coming along. Okay. Hi, Catherine. Catherine's here. Okay. Yes, making your bed every morning is definitely important. Everyone's talking about their tomatoes still from the poem. Yes. Good night from Italy. Good night, Maria. Ooh, yes, Rosenda Little Pink Casa, she did update her bedroom. She has a video on that. Kristen, thank you so much, Kristen. Okay, I'm just trying to get laundry out of her bedroom right now. That's so funny. Yes, so anyway, it's just something to think about, and even just clearing as many things as you can out of there. That's important, to just keep it clutter-free and just looking nice, because I don't know, my head, I just need that space clear and beautiful. So we don't have a TV in our bedroom. That would just bother me, but some people do, and they don't mind. So a lot of people cover theirs up, you know, but anyway, I'm excited to share the wallpaper with you. That is going to be coming up. Okay, so finally, I would like to talk to you about Chic Assignment number 4, which is to have good posture while you are dining. So this one's hard. You know, I try to have good posture, but I catch myself every now and then, and I sometimes hunch over my food. I will do this. And it's important to notice that. So I think that one of the attributes of very present, healthy dining is that you have good posture, that you are, if you're with other people, that you're engaged in speaking with them and not really like hovering over your food and shoveling food into your mouth and that type of thing, that you are sitting tall and doing that. And so I just thought we could focus on that specifically for posture this month. So how is it going for you? Let's see. Deanna says the bedroom is great, the closet on the other hand. Good night, Simply Ann. She's in Norway. Yes. You just corrected your posture. That is so funny. Drea says, I catch myself all the time, but at least I've been catching it. Yes, honestly, that's the best thing. If you're aware of it, it's when we're not aware of it. And if you observe other people, maybe you have someone in your family or someone you know who just is always hunched over their food. You notice it. They probably don't even notice that they're doing it, you know, or a lot of people will just sit and they'll just look at their iPhone while they eat and just kind of hunch over it. That's just not healthy. So I think that in order to have good posture while you eat, that you need to be very present, and just even more so, even exaggerated posture. So yes, Robin says, I need the posture reminder. Mrs. Shockley's still working on the posture. Yes. Hi, Melissa. Oh, you upgraded to Chic Connoisseurs. Wonderful. Okay, so anyway, that is it. You know, the final Chic assignment is always to read. So let us know what books you're reading in the chat section. I'm working on like 4 books at a time. I always do this to myself, but I was listening to Hamilton. I got off track with Hamilton. Now I'm back on Hamilton, and it's getting really, really good. So what are you reading down below? I took a break and I listened to 2 Agatha Christie books. So anyway. Oh, good. Oh, Melissa, you're now an elegant connoisseur. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And by the way, you can use your Marie Antoinette emojis in the chat section. Okay, so Celeste is reading Emma. Oh, Cormac McCarthy, The Road. I have never read The Road. I haven't read that yet, Erica. The Jane Austen Diet. Yes, so I do plan to talk about that in a book, The Jane Austen Diet. I think it's a really good book, and it has a lot of similar philosophies to the Madame Chic philosophy, which is to deprive yourself not, but in a very moderate way, you know, all things in moderation. Okay, so you guys are going really fast now. So let's see, Marilyn Monroe biography. Oh, Anne of Green Gables. My daughters and I, when we finished Little House, which we're almost done, and I'm actually upset about that. I don't want it to be finished. We're on book 8 now or something. We're going to be reading, well, we're going to take a break. We're going to read Secret Garden, and then we're going to read, I think, another standalone book, and then Anne of Green Gables. We're going to get into that. Okay. Awesome. I love reading your books. This is great. The Dutch House. I have never seen the Dutch House. Okay. Anya said, oh yeah, she's reading Girl Wash Your Face. I think that flagged it as in That's so funny. No, it's just the chat section flagged that as something, but that was just the name of your book. You're still reading Map and Lucia. I still need to do the Map and Lucia. Oh my goodness, Bethany, The Shell Seekers is such a good book. So is A Movable Feast. This is wonderful. More cleaning videos, please. Debbie, I have a homemaking video coming out on Monday. But I hope that you join me for the next video this week is really special. It's on 15 inspirational quotes to live by. I think it's going to definitely motivate you. And so I am really looking forward to sharing that video with you. Hi, Rosenda, my daughter is reading the sequel to Island of the Blue Dolphins now called Zia. So anyway, thank you. Oh goodness, everybody, thank you so much for joining me here for the Chic Assignment check-in. This was so much fun. It's actually so much easier for me to go live because those videos take me hours to produce with the B-roll and the music and everything. So I really enjoyed this. So if you like this, please give this a thumbs up and I will know to go live with you whenever we have a poet as our artist in residence. I'm really looking forward to the Chic Assignment in June that's coming up. And I just want to thank all of you for joining me here on the Daily Connoisseur. I hope that this was enjoyable for you. And I just want to say thank you, and I will see you in my next video. So I'm going to say goodbye now, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. Bye, everyone.